The next component that I want to talk about is this conditional rendering one. And we got a sneak preview of it just The next component that I want to talk about is this conditional rendering one. And we got a sneak preview of it just a second ago when we were looking at the list of directives. So conditional rendering, I'm going to modify some state, and it's going to swap out. I'm going to show you this first thing or this other thing, A or B. I'm going to flip them back and forth.
Sort of like an or if?
Very similar. It's the same idea as or if, but applied to Lightning Web Components. And the actual code to do that is going to be the following. I have a template again, which is my sort of invisible box that I'm going to use just to control some logic around something. And I'm going to put that directive on the template. I'm going to say if true, and then I give it a property. Now, this is not an expression. I can't have a compound thing here. I also can't have two if true tags. If I have two things that I want to make sure they're both true to show, I have to move that into my JavaScript file, right?
So you're really simplifying the markup, and you're putting the complexity of any logic in JavaScript where it's easier to deal with. Yep.
And so before in Aura, we had Aura if, and then we had the Aura set else.
Right.
That's sort of a
very verbose, yeah.
So in this case, we just have a different directive. If you do need sort of the opposite, there's an if false. You can kind of sit next to it. But you don't need both, right? You could just have a template that's either there or it's not there, if you wanted to. And so all this does is it checks a property called rDetailsVisible. And if we go over and look at the JavaScript file, it's a simple Boolean. And so one of the nice patterns that came out of Aura as people got used to it was to use Boolean attributes to sort of drive visual state, right? Do I show this or do I not show it? And so that pattern very much lives and breathes in LWCs, where we're going to try to come up with properties that represent sort of large concepts like show edit mode or something like that. And then we'll use the directive, if true, inside of our markup that it actually is driving.